Hello everyone, Elias5891 here with another Contain module tutorial. This time we're covering Mouse and the Maze, and you'll see we're actually in the middle of one. I wanted to do some tweaking so I could demonstrate some things, find specific examples, get us lined up so we can see them. And we're at that point, so let's get started, shall we? The idea of Mouse and the Maze is as the diffuser, you've got a forward, a back button, and turns, so I can turn left, I can turn right, and you're going to wander these mazes until you find spheres. And also in these mazes is a torus, a ring, and based on the color of the ring and which maze you're in, you're going to look for a specific colored sphere, either blue, yellow, green, or white, step on it, and exit the maze. For example, if, say, in this one you're looking for the white sphere to exit, you step on it, you hit this button to escape the maze and complete the module. However, there's always 4 spheres and only one of them is the exit. So if you step on one that's not the exit and hit the button, you're going to get your strike. So, how do we know where we're at? What do we do? Well, the diffuser's first job is to find a sphere. Any sphere will work, but you want to find a sphere. Notice in all 4 of these I'm actually at a sphere. Using these, we're going to kind of convey some information to the expert so they can look at these mazes and determine which one we're in based on what we see. Let's start with the yellow one here. You'll notice if I step on the yellow sphere and turn around, I can't see it. You can't actually see the sphere when you're on it. So I'm going to stand on the yellow sphere and look around. I can go this route, but I've got a wall here, and a wall here. So I'm kind of backed into a corner, or a cul-de-sac, I usually refer to it as. So as the diffuser, I would tell the expert, I'm on a yellow sphere, it's in a cul-de-sac, I can only go one way. I also like to give a little extra information because that's usually too ambiguous. So I will face the one direction I can go, count off how many steps I can get, or how many steps I can take before I hit a wall. 1, 2, wall. And we can turn back around, go back, 1, 2. So I personally would say, hey, I'm a yellow sphere, I'm in a cul-de-sac, I can take 2 squares straight out of it. So if we look at these 6 mazes, and this is kind of a subset of the manual page, I just clipped out the images. We're looking for a yellow sphere, so that would be a Y on my maze, in a cul-de-sac with walls surrounding it in all directions but one. So that's got 3 openings, so that's not the one I want. This one's kind of in a corner. This one's also in a corner. This one's also in a corner. This one's in a cul-de-sac. It's got walls on 3 sides, but notice I can only take 1 square away from it. So that's not the one I want. On this one, however, I've got the cul-de-sac. I can take 1, 2 squares off of it. So this is where I'm at. I now know which maze I'm in. Let's look at some of the other types of areas you might be in. So this one I would call a cul-de-sac. Cul-de-sac. CDS. Or cul-de-sac. What else might we have? Well, let's look at this blue sphere. When we step on it, and actually can't really get too far from it, I've got a wall on one side, I've got a wall on the opposite side, but I can go kind of forward and backwards. I refer to this as a corridor, and I also tell how many spaces I can go in either direction from the corridor. So for this one, I would say I'm on a blue sphere, I'm in a corridor, I can go 1 square in either direction. I can go 1 square from either side of the sphere. So let's look for that in the maze. This is not in a corridor. This is not in a corridor. This is a cul-de-sac. This is not a corridor. This is a corner, not a corridor. So this is the corridor. I can go 1 square on either side of it. This is where I'm at on this one. So this would be a corridor. And now you've seen what it looks like on here. Third up. what I call, or what I hear most people call, a T intersection. This green sphere, if I step on it, I've got a wall on one side and openings on all three other sides. For these, I like to face the wall and count how many steps away from the wall can I take. 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I like to go in the direction so that the walls to my back, or that I'm kind of perpendicular to the wall. So for this one, I'd say green, I can go 2 spaces off the wall on a T. So this is in a corner. Here's a T, and I can go 1, 2 spaces from the wall. So I think this is the one. Let's double check. That's a corridor. That's a 2-1 corridor, actually. That's a corridor. 2-2 corridor. That's a cul-de-sac. That's a cul-de-sac. So here I am. Notice if I draw out all the paths I can take from the green, you'll see what's called a T intersection, because it makes a big T. And sometimes they'll make it, sideways or upside down. That's a T. That's a very poorly drawn T, but there we go. T. T. So that's a T intersection. And I always count off the spaces with the wall to your back. So this would be a T 1 space. This would be a T 1 space. This would be a T 1, 2, 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. So for this one, I'm here on my green one. The last option, as you probably heard me refer to things thus far, is a corner. That's where you can kind of see this one. You've got a corner, you've got a wall. When you're on the sphere, you've got a wall in front of you and a wall to one side. But you can go back the way you came, or you can turn. They look like this. I've heard different people refer to this as like a left corner or a right corner. I tend to avoid that term because it seems to be ambiguous. So I'm going to step on the corner, and I like to give the number of spaces in both directions. So 1, 2 to get to the wall. 1, 2 to get back to the sphere. 1, 2. So I can go 2, 2 from the corner. So I'm looking for a white in a corner. That's a T. That's a corner. Can I go 2, 2? Nope, that's a 3, 1. I can go 3 in one direction or 1 in the other. That's a T, so that's not what I want. That's a corridor. This is a corner. 2 and 1. That's not the one I want. This is a corner. 1, 2, 1, 2. So this is where I'm at on this one. So ta-da! We've talked about the 4 kinds of spots where you can find a sphere. Cul-de-sac, corner, T-section, cul-de-sac, corner, T-section, or corridor. Now that we've looked at those, let's actually solve one of these from start to finish, or from where we're at least to finish. Here, let's do this one with the white, or let's do this one because we haven't touched this one yet. We've got a white sphere. If I'm standing on it, it's in a T intersection. Notice if I stand on it, I can go the direction I came from. I can go straight. I can turn right, but I got a wall in front of me. So it's a T intersection. And if I put the back to the wall, I can go one step. So I want a white sphere, a W, in a T intersection that I can go 1 space. So not that one, not that one. That looks promising. Not that one, not that one, not that one. So I'm in this maze down here. So where do I want to go? Well, I need to look at this ring. This little gray ring is the torus, is a sphere, like up here. I need to know what color that is. So if I'm on the T section, I want to go the 1 space off the wall, and then I kind of just have to follow it around. And when I get to my decision point here, I want to look, I'm going to be heading this direction, so I want to turn right and look, but not go down there. So from the white sphere, I'm going to go the one space off the wall, kind of go until I get to a break in the path. So here I can go straight or right, and then I want to look to the right. And there it is. It's a little hard to tell, so I'm going to move closer to it and then back up. It is green. I personally have a little trouble telling this green from this yellow, but this is green, this is yellow. Let's go back. It's a green torus. So I'm in this maze, so we're going to look up a green torus. What color is my exosphere? Oh, it's white. How convenient. We know where the white sphere is. We just came from it. So let's turn back the way we came. Hey, there's the white sphere. Step on it. Exit. Let's look at this one. We already know the torus is yellow. So that's going to save us the step of having to go chase down the torus and find it. So we know it's a yellow torus. Let's jot that down here. Y for yellow. And let's wander around until we see a sphere. Let's go this way. Let's turn left. Why not? Oh, here's a sphere. It's white. It's in a corner. I can go 2 or 2. So a white sphere in a corner. Nope. 2, 2. Nope. T. Corridor. Corner 2, 1. Nope. Corner 2, 2. So it's this maze, and we already saw that was a yellow torus. So we want the blue sphere. So, best way to go about this, I would probably take this route. So from where we're at, we want to take the 2 spaces until we get to another corner and have to turn left. So we want to go the 2 spaces that'll put us in a corner. This doesn't put us in a corner. This puts us in a corner and turns us left. So we're going to go through there, and let's figure out where our next kind of forced, here we're going to have an option. So follow that until you get to an intersection. Okay, so here's an intersection I'm coming up on. Notice I also saw the sphere from, it was right before I got to the intersection. So from here I could kind of see the sphere. So that helped me confirm where I was. So I've gone through, I'm at the intersection. I want to turn right, and then turn right again. So we're going to turn right, and then we're going to turn right again. Obviously, you don't want to go straight. We're going to turn right again, follow this around. Here's another path coming up. I can either go straight or left. I want to go straight, and when I turn, I should see the blue sphere. There's the blue sphere. We step on it. We're good. Let's do one last one to finish this up. Clean everything off. Which one did we do earlier? We had the blue here in a corridor. Yeah, blue in a corridor. I can go 1 in either direction. So blue in a corridor. Nope. Nope. Maybe. Nope. 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 Corner. T. Corner. Cul-de-sac. T. This is the only one on a corridor. So to get to see the torus, I'm going to want to go this way. It's a lot quicker. So I'm going to want to take the path where I'm going to turn left after I take my step. So this one, I'm going to turn left after I take my step. This one I'm going to have to turn right after I take my step. I'm going to step back from, so you can see I'm going to have to turn left. So I'm going to go forward, turn left, and just go till I see the torus. It's yellow. Yellow torus. Blue sphere. So let's backtrack. Back to the blue sphere. Let's do one more since that was a cutoff. Kind of a gimme. And statistically speaking, you're going to have that situation where you just happen to find the right sphere first. A quarter of the time. So it's not uncommon. Here we had a yellow and a cul-de-sac, and I can take 2 spaces. I think earlier we determined it had to be this one, because that's a cul-de-sac with 1 space, corner, 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 T-section. So I'm here, I can take 2 spaces. How do I want to go to see the torus? We'll take 1 step, and we'll turn left. Turn left, and we'll follow this till we get to an intersection. Okay, so I can actually see the white sphere from here. Wow, I've got a huge line of sight to that white sphere, basically. So I want to go past the first intersection point, turn left at the second intersection point. You'll see here I've got 2 intersection points coming up. I want to go past the first one. I want to turn into the second one. And I want to go straight through the next one and turn left at the next one. So we're going to go straight through this intersection and then turn left at the next one. Stop. Green torus. Green torus is green sphere. So I'm headed this way. So let's just keep going. We're going to turn right at the next intersection. We're going to turn left at the next intersection. Here's an intersection. We're going to turn left. We're going to turn left at the next intersection. So we get to another intersection, turn left. Turn right at the next one. I usually will just give the intersections. Turn right at the next one. Straight through the next one, and then we're going to turn. That's going to be left from the direction we're facing. So straight through the next one, and then left, and then there's the green sphere. It takes some getting used to describe where your spheres are at, to make sure you understand your turning. I know when I started this one, instead of saying, hey, you want to take the first intersection, take it to the left, I would actually say, if I was at this point, I would have said, okay, forward, forward, turn left, forward, turn right, forward, turn left, forward, forward, turn right, forward, and do each individual square. This one doesn't have so many twists and turns that I feel that's necessary once I'm used to it, but if you have trouble doing it the way I did, that might be a intermediary step to take. But anyway, that's it for me. Aw. See if I can find the next one, luckily, while we sign out. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, or suggestions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section down below, as always. And until next time, this has been Elias. Thank you so much for watching. Have fun, and don't explode. Bye.